special show for you tonight, and I'm Steve Markos, and with me is Aaron Siegel. How you doing tonight, Aaron?
I'm doing great, Steve.
All right, we'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's show. We're going to be giving you our Oscar nominations, and that's going to be the whole show. So we might as well get started.
Our Oscar predictions.
Oscar predictions.
We gave you our nominations a couple of shows ago, so tonight we're going to be giving you our predictions of who we think is going to win the Academy
Award. And if you have any phone calls, we usually do take phone calls. We'll take them tonight, but make sure you have a question and a short one because we're trying to wrap a 2.5-hour Oscar nomination show into a half hour here. So please don't call up and tell us who you think. If you have a question, we'll be more than happy to handle that. Let's take a look right now. We're going to start off with supporting actress, and let's take a look at who's up for nominations.
You're a dear. You're prancing along, you get thirsty.
You should have killed yourself when you first realized. And then I would have been able to mourn.
Keats? No, I didn't. And I didn't know Shakespeare or Chaucer either.
Oh, no.
All right, and also, who we didn't have a clip for, Vanessa Redgrave for Howard Zinn also is nominated. And let's get started. Aaron, what's your feelings on this award?
Well, there's some newcomers into this award. There people like Miranda Richardson, who has made an excellent showing this year. She's been in 3 films
that are nominated for Oscars. In fact, all 3 have some type of
Oscar nomination. Right, and Marissa Tomei for My Cousin Vinny, which was completely unexpected. I didn't expect Marissa Tomei to get nominated for a supporting actress role.
And also Joan Plowright.
Joan Plowright.
Who will be playing, she was in the Enchanted April, but she will be playing Mrs. Mitchell in Dennis the Menace movie. Or else, not Mrs. Mitchell, who's?
Mrs. Wilson.
Mrs. Wilson, that's
right.
All right, it's 3 newcomers. I think Marissa Tomei and Judy Davis had the most substantial of all roles. You know, the other people kind of had minor roles. Marissa Tomei and Judy Davis probably could have even been Best Actress. I think they were that much into the movie.
Well, Judy Davis was also Best Actress would be good for Marissa Tomei because I don't remember any other actress
they had a
My Cousin Vinny.
Pretty substantial role.
Judy Davis as well, and I think that maybe she was nominated for supporting actress because the actress race was probably so fierce this year.
And one thing I do know in the Best Supporting Actress is I don't see any sentimental favorites this year. Most of these, there's no one that's 90 years old and about to die that's never been nominated in here. They're all fairly young except for Plowright and Vanessa Redgrave. But Vanessa Redgrave has already won.
She's already won
5 nominations. In fact, what's interesting, the last time she was nominated was the same time Judy Davis was nominated.
This is Bostonians.
Yeah, and
Judy Davis took
Passage
to India.
So India.
Yeah.
So they were up competing against each other, and I think this time it's going to go to the best performer, no sentimental favorites, and I think the best performance was Judy Davis.
I agree with you.
And I think that not only is that my vote, I always give this 2 ways, my vote, but my bet is on Judy Davis. Sometimes it's different.
My prediction is Judy Davis as well because Vanessa Redgrave has already won one. No, Judy Davis has won as well, but...
no, Judy Davis didn't.
Oh, she was nominated, right.
Yeah, she lost.
Right, but I think that since Vanessa Redgrave had won in the past, that Judy Davis is probably going to win this one.
Yeah, well, with no sentimental favorites, the best performance of Judy Davis.
You also have a couple other things to consider, too. I mean, if you look at Miranda Richardson, she was in 3 films, and the one that she's nominated for is the box office basement.
Yeah.
It's a term for the film that was the least grossing of the nominees.
I didn't even notice her in the award. I mean, in that movie, I pretty much afterwards was saying, wait a second, who was she in that movie? And all of a sudden she's nominated.
And Joan Plowright, well, the part was good, but...
It's kind of small.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're pretty unanimous on the Best Supporting Actress, Judy Davis. And let's take away to the next category.
Okay, the next category is Supporting Actor. And we're going to show you a couple of scenes about who's up for Supporting Actor.
Jimmy, that's what he said. Hi, Jimmy.
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
I handle some of the acts up here at the hotel. I handle Buddy Young Jr. And
You're his agent?
Yeah, I'm his agent.
I gotta knock heads with the cops. I'm busting my boss sell your dirt to deadbeats.
Money in a mattress. I come back, you can't even keep the contract safe. I got to go out and call.
We also wanted to mention that Gene Hackman is also nominated for supporting actor, and those are
Yeah, of all the people, I don't think it's going to go to any of the big boys, Pacino, Nicholson, or Hackman. And I think Hackman has the least chance of all, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people say, well, Pacino, if he doesn't win for actor, it always goes to supporting actor if you're nominated for both categories.
right.
But Sigourney Weaver didn't happen last time when she was nominated for Aliens and I believe Working Girl. And I think because everyone is saying that, if I was an Academy member, I'd like to change things up. I'd like to hate to have people see what I'm going to vote for, and I would pick someone else. I think it's going to go to one of the smaller names, either Jay Davison or David Paymer.
I don't think it's going to go to Jay Davison because usually with the Oscars, the youngest person usually does not win. It's like 1 out of 10.
As a,
Yeah. So
I think of the performances, I think
the
his
performance
was the
Jay
least.
Davison.
I thought his was the bottom of the 5. They're all great. They're all nominated. But I thought his was the least impressive of the 5 was Jay Davison.
Now Gene Hackman, he's got some awards already from the Golden Globes, the Los Angeles Film Critics Association, the National Society of Film Critics, and the New York Film Critics Circle. So he has all these other awards in his favor. So
last
that
year
might,
the Golden Globes didn't get picture, didn't get actor, and didn't get director. So they're not always correct.
that's true.
Now I like David Paymer. I thought he was the best. In fact, when we reviewed Mr. Saturday Night, I said I think he'll be nominated. Said on the show you agreed with me.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's so ironic that this out of nowhere pick he really is nominated.
Right. And the biggest problem is that he's the sole nominee from that film, and usually the sole nominees do not win the Oscars either.
I think the second up would be Pacino, but his role in Glengarry Glen Ross, anybody could have played. He played one emotion in that film. He was just obnoxious. That was it. David Paymer had to play.
He was also the only nominee from that film as well.
And David Paymer had to play a very mixed amount of emotions. So I like David Paymer.
Going back to what I said, Glengarry Glen Ross was also the box office basement for this category.
Yeah.
So
Pacino was good, but he was just like the same emotion.
Nicholson has won the award before.
No chance for Nicholson. I'd be shocked if he won it. Hackman, I don't think so either. I say one of those small guys. I'm going with David Paymer. I don't know if the Academy will, but if I'm going to bet on Paymer anyway. That's my bet is David Paymer.
I'm going to have to say, I guess I'm going to have to say Paymer too.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like when the Falcons play the 49ers. You kind of know they're probably going to lose, but you got to bet on them anyway because you're a fan. I really like his performance, and that's what I'm going with. All right, now on to Best Actress, and that's our next category. Let's take a look at who's up for the nominations.
Go to that rotunda and file past that caisson or coffin or whatever it is and pay my respects.
The life of one boy is not enough reward for you to risk the reputation of the institution and the esteem of your peers.
Don't pull that motivational crap on me. I want to go back in.
I'll have lunch ready when you get there.
Chantel, get back here.
All right, and also up for actress, which we didn't have a clip for, is Catherine Deneuve for Indochine and Emma Thompson in Howard's End. And what's your feelings on this, Aaron?
Well, I think I really I got a lot out of Lorenzo's Oil. I really think Susan Sarandon is probably going to win this year.
Well, see, I didn't see Lorenzo's Oil because I'll tell you what, I didn't see Love Field. I was there for half the movie, and they had a bomb threat. I didn't want to stay around because I didn't like the movie. And then when they brought all the nominations back, they re-released all the movies. I figured I better see all the ones I haven't seen before they come and go.
Right.
Love Field just opened. I'll be able to catch that. Love Field's gone in 3 weeks. Not just from the major chains. It's gone from anywhere in Atlanta. I didn't see that one. I also waited on Lorenzo's Oil because that was out, and it was gone. So I didn't see that one at all. You know what I found out about Love Field, though?
What's that?
I was reading Premiere Magazine. It had a Fall 91 preview, and Love Field was supposed to come out in the fall of 1991.
Well, what took it so long?
I guess it was not a good movie, so I say Michelle Pfeiffer has no chance because she was in a movie that didn't even come around.
Well, it's the sole nominee from the film.
True.
And it's also the box office basement.
Oh,
and
true.
it's also very, very strange. It's very original. A lot of films like that are disadvantaged because they're original.
Well, it was just, she came and went, and then again, I didn't see Sarandon. Of Emma Thompson and Howard's End didn't impress me. I didn't see nothing special
It was a good role for her,
I
though.
didn't think of nothing
She
special.
won a lot of the awards, though. She won the
Did she?
Golden Globe. She she won the Los Angeles Film Critics, et cetera, and so on.
I wasn't impressed. I was most impressed with Mary McDonnell in Passion Fish, a movie that went on forever. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have left. I thought she was fantastic in the movie. She's been nominated before, whereas Emma Thompson and Deneuve have never been nominated. And get back to Catherine Deneuve, I don't see how people can nominate her when I couldn't even concentrate on her acting because all I'm doing is reading subtitles. And I don't know if any foreigners ever won in a foreign movie, have they?
Yes. Well,
if they have, it doesn't happen often, so I'm not going with her.
Okay.
I love Mary McDonnell, and I think that she deserves it. I'm going to go with her. Again, I don't see any sentimental favorites unless it's maybe Susan Sarandon.
I think it's going to be Susan Sarandon.
But she was a sentimental favorite last year and didn't win.
Maybe she'll win this year.
So who are you going with?
Susan Sarandon.
And you think that'll be what the Academy does?
I think that's what the Academy's going to do.
I'm going with Mary McDonnell, and I think the Academy will go with her as well.
Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Oscar nominees for Best Actor.
Before there was any such thing as a Jew or a Christian, we were black people. In fact, before there was any such place as America, we were black.
Right. All information will be given on a need-to-know basis. Hoorah!
I don't want to get killed. Better clear on out the back.
Okay, those are our Best Actor nominees.
And we had all 5 of them on the clip.
Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so what are your feelings, Steve?
Well, Eastwood may be the sentimental favorite, but I don't see any difference in his acting in this movie than any other one. I don't think.
I think it's because that he directed it, he acted in it, and
I think he's never won. He's never even been nominated for anything, so he may be the sentimental favorite here, and I don't think
it might be.
I hope he doesn't win it.
Okay, who else? What?
Robert Downey Jr. No chance.
No, he's the
the
youngest. He's the youngest of all of them, and it's the sole nominee blues again.
Yeah, no chance on that one. Stephen Ray has the Crying Game sentiment. The people love the Crying Game, the critics and everyone. However, his performance is such an unorthodox performance. I mean, it's something that's usually not nominated.
I think Stephen Ray's performance was very good.
Yeah.
And I also, even though I liked Robert Downey Jr. in Chaplin, I don't think he's going to win. As far as I think it's going to be Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I think Denzel Washington. I thought he was fantastic as Malcolm X because he not only kind of looked like him. You get the feeling you think it was him. Very similar to a role. I guess is on the downside of last year in '91. Who I thought was the best actor was Val Kilmer in The Doors. He was incredible, like Jim Morrison. And because The Doors was a box office bomb, no one takes it seriously.
Right.
And Malcolm X did all right. I think that people may be thinking, well, Spike Lee didn't get nominated, so maybe we'll give somebody from his movie. So I think Denzel Washington deserves it. Not like when he was.
I think he had an excellent performance.
Yeah, but why do you think Pacino then?
I think Pacino deserves it. He's had 6 nominations and no wins, and Denzel Washington has already won 1.
Yeah, well, the thing with Pacino's role, it seemed to me a hokey role. It kind of seemed like someone called up and said, Al, hey, we got a definite guaranteed Oscar nomination role. You want it. It wasn't like one of those roles that just kind of happened to me. It just seemed kind of hokey to me.
Well, he also took home the Golden Globe for this role,
Did he?
and I thought this was an incredible performance.
Well, like I said, last year the Golden Globe picked the wrong actor.
I know.
And the wrong movie. I think back to Washington when he won in '89 for Glory. I think that award was given to him because he was a minority. I think that the Academy Award was real weary of passing over him to hear a bunch of flack from some of the minorities. I think that Danny Aiello then in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing was the best actor. In this case, I think he's the best. I don't think there's any giving it to a minority to make people happy. I think he was the best, and I think the Academy will go with him as well. That's my pick.
I think it's going to be Al Pacino.
All right, so we got a differing vote there. All right, our next category we have director. Let's take a look at these nominations. We have Neil Jordan for The Crying Game. We have Martin Brest, who was the director of Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino and Chris O'Donnell. Robert Altman for The Player, starring Tim Robbins. We have Clint Eastwood, who directed Unforgiven. And also one we don't have a clip for again, Howard Zahn couldn't come up with that
we
reel
got it
there
now.
somewhere. James Ivory is the director of that. And what's your feelings on this?
Well, I thought the Player was a good film. I don't feel that the Player is gonna turn out with any kind of Oscars this year.
Well, let me mention something on that before you go on.
Okay.
Only once in Academy Award history is a director won where the picture was not nominated for Best Picture, where his movie was not nominated for Best Picture. That was the second year of the Oscars in 1928. Frank Lloyd won for The Divine Lady. So I say Robert Altman has no chance.
Okay, that's
you agree?
My feelings exactly.
Who else here? We got James Ivory. What do you think of him?
James Ivory was good.
All right, but
yeah.
The reason I think he won't win, he didn't win when they did A Room with a View, which I think was a 10 times better movie. If he didn't win then, I don't think he'll win now.
Neil Jordan, what do you think?
All right. Let me say one thing before we go on to this. I think the director nomination should be completely eliminated from the Academy Awards. Let me give you two reasons. I think the picture and director should go hand in hand. I don't think there's any reason to vote. For two reasons. One, when you have a film, you can see the acting, you can see the costumes, you can hear the story, the sound, and everything else, but you can't put your finger on the director. You can only assume because the best picture was made, the guy behind it put all these things together and made the best film. Second reason, only 16 times in the Academy Award history is director not gone hand in hand with the best picture, and 9 of those came before 1950. So that's still 12%. You may say, well, that's still a lot. But since 1970, the director has only won 3 times when the picture was not, and one of those was for Driving Miss Daisy because the director wasn't even nominated, so it had to be. The only other one was Warren Beatty won for Reds and Bob Fosse won for Cabaret back in '72. It's only happened 3 times. But if it's going to happen where the director doesn't win, I think it may be this year with Clint Eastwood winning.
Okay.
So I think Neil Jordan's the best director because I think Crying Game's the best picture, but I don't think.
Do you think? Okay. Do you, as far as directors, do you think Neil Jordan is going to win as best director?
No, because I don't think Clint Eastwood's going to win for best actor, and I don't think Unforgiven will win for best picture. So I think that they're going to give Clint Eastwood the director. They want to give him something. I personally feel Neil Jordan should be the best director.
Well, I feel the same way, and I'm going to say that they're going to give it to Neil Jordan.
Think so?
Yes.
Well, I'm hedging here because if I pick Eastwood here in the Crying Game, I'm bound to get one of them right. But I think they really are wanting to give Eastwood a individual award. The best picture kind of won't do the trick, so they give him this director award here. They got to give him something. He's never won. I think he's a sentimental favorite. So even though I think Neil Jordan is the best director, I think Clint Eastwood will win.
Okay, so now we're going to look at Best Picture, and here's a montage of our nominees. Al Pacino for Sin of a Woman, Martin Brest. The Crying Game, Stephen Woolley, producer. A Few Good Men, David Brown.
Caught up here.
Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood, Warner Brothers. Trying to get caught up too. Also, Howard Zahn was nominated. Ismail Merchant was the producer.
Yes, and they were the same ones that did A Room with a View. Geez, let me get to my Best Picture page.
I wanted to point out some things about this as well. This is something interesting. This is a newspaper of handicaps for the Academy Awards.
I actually have the Las Vegas odds in here because people do bet on this.
So, and I've got my Best Picture notes right here.
All right. Well,
You got yours?
Yeah, my favorite.
Now we're all ready.
My favorite film was A Few Good Men, but I don't think A Few Good Men will win for 2 reasons. The director wasn't nominated
because Rob Reiner was not nominated,
and the film has only won twice when the director wasn't nominated. Like I said, Driving Miss Daisy, and all the way back in '32 for let me see what we got here, Grand Hotel. Plus, you think if the best movie has to be a sum of its parts, no one thinks any of the other parts are any of the top 5 categories except for supporting actor and editing. All the other films have a lot of other big major nominations. So I think A Few Good Men doesn't have a chance, even though it's my favorite. What do you think? Same thing?
Yeah, A Few Good Men wasn't my favorite, but I really did enjoy the film a lot.
Son of a Woman, to me, I don't even know why it was nominated. I was going to say that about Martin Brest. I don't think that it was an Academy Award nomination, Best Picture quality film.
What?
I think they picked that one out of the hat.
Well, I thought the film was good. I thought it was worthy of a nomination.
Yeah, but for Best Picture,
usually Best Picture is something that gives you a kind of a good feeling.
Well, it did, but I mean, all right, let's get on. All right, let me mention this. All right, the same thing I said about Howard's End with the director. He didn't win for Room with a View. I don't think they'll win here. And Unforgiven is the sentimental favorite. Now, what do you think of Unforgiven, and what do you think of its chances?
Well, I think Unforgiven has got really good chances because it has some of the most awards, the most nominations. I think that Clint Eastwood, being the director or whatever, is a sentimental favorite as far as the film goes.
Well, I think you definitely have to count it in there for sentimental favorite. I will mention something that Spike Lee may have a point here when he's upset about Malcolm X not being nominated. I'm not going to say that Malcolm X is the best film or it's even in the top 5 films, but I'll definitely say it's better than Unforgiven, Howard's End, and Scent of a Woman. My personal favorite film was 1492. I thought that was the best movie. I thought quality, the filmmaking qualities of 1492 were the best of any movie I've seen in a long time. Not the most entertaining, but no nomination here.
Okay, so which film?
I got to go with The Crying Game.
I'm going to go with The Crying Game as well.
I'm voting for The Crying Game, and I'm betting on The Crying Game. But I won't be surprised if Unforgiven wins. It definitely has that sentimental favorite to it. All right, our next category after Best Picture, we're doing cinematography. Let's take a look at who's up there. We have Stephen Burm for Hoffa. We have Philippe Rousselot, or Rousselet, must be some French guy, for A River Runs Through It. And Jack Green for Unforgiven. And also we have Howard's End, Tony Pierce Roberts, and Robert Fracey for The Lover. Your feelings on this?
River Runs Through It. Beautiful cinematography.
Yes.
Just wonderful.
Definitely was.
Unforgiven, the same.
I didn't see anything in Unforgiven. I don't know why.
Really?
I definitely agree with you with The River Runs Through It. Okay. But again, 1492 should have been nominated. Me and you both said that was the best we've seen. I can't believe that.
As far as cinematography,
that makes me
the lighting
sick.
and the
yeah, that was a beautiful movie. And there's no one out there who will call in that's seen 1492 to say that we're crazy. If you know it was a beautiful picture.
We want to remind everybody we are a call-in show.
Yeah. Hoffa is another one. I have no idea why that was nominated for cinematography. I didn't see anything great in the filmmaking.
Well, there were a lot of great scenes where there was like.
And then The Lover I didn't see, so I can't even bet on that. My personal favorite is A River Runs Through It. However, since I think Howard's End is going to get shut out of a lot of major awards, they're going to give it to Howard's End for that reason. That's my vote is on Howard's End, but my personal pick is A River Runs Through It.
I'm going to vote and pick A River Runs Through It.
And you thought it was the best, even though. What about Howard's End not winning anything else? Do you think that's not going to play a little bit? They might say, "Oh, we got to give Howard's End something."
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Okay.
All right, we're unanimous on that. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Favorite movie
of all time?
Mm-hmm.
I like Apocalypse Now and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest about equal. And what's yours, Aaron?
Oh goodness, I've seen so many, and it's just they keep changing from time to time. I'll have to get back to you on that.
on the Moon.
What'd you say?
Have you ever seen the movie Amazon Women on the Moon?
No, I've seen
Amazon
part of that.
Women
That's
on the
kind of one
Moon?
of those campy grade Z films.
That's was that John Landis as well?
Mm-hmm.
I saw part of that.
That was really hysterical.
You have to see that. You have to see the whole thing.
I'll try to check that one out.
Arsenio Hall in it, doing a cameo, and several other celebrities.
All right, well, thanks for calling.
Sure.
All right, and what do we got next? All right, Aaron, go ahead.
Okay, now we've got art direction. Art direction, and the nominees are Dracula, Toys. Are we going to run a quick?
I guess now we're running short on time. Let's do it really quick.
Okay,
here.
Dracula, Toys, Chaplin, and Unforgiven, as far as art direction, and Howard's End.
Yeah, I say no to Chaplin, no way. Unforgiven, no way. Howard's End, maybe. I think
Toys.
Toys.
It's Toys.
If you take away the set design, you don't even have a movie. I thought that was the whole basis of that film. Dracula was also good, number 2. I got the rest of them.
Okay.
So we're both going for Toys for art
Toys
direction.
for art direction.
All right, original screenplay. We have Neil Jordan wrote The Crying Game for Lorenzo Zoil, George Miller and Nick Enright, Passion Fist, John Sayles, Woody Allen for Husbands and Wives, and David Webb Peoples for Unforgiven. To me, this is, if there's any award that's guaranteed, it's this one. I'll bet everything I got, stake my reputation on The Crying Game.
Really?
The whole buzz about the Crying Game is the story. How could it not win?
Okay. All right.
What do you think?
I'll agree with you. As far as original screenplay, Woody Allen is going to put up a tough fight, though.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a screenplay for that movie. It was so ad-libbed. It was a great
most
acting.
Most of Woody Allen's films are that way, though. I mean, Annie Hall. I mean, look at that. I mean,
well, Passion Fish was kind of a boring movie to me. Unforgiven.
It's a western.
It's got a lot of awards. It's going to get something. It always leaves it up in there. All right, and then we have Best Costume, Dracula, Toys, Malcolm X, and Enchanted April, also Howard's End.
I'd have to say Dracula.
Dracula on that. Visual effects, Death Becomes Her, Alien 3, Batman.
Death Becomes
Her. See what else we got. Editing, Basic Instinct, Crying Game, Few Good Men, The Player, and Unforgiven. I go with Unforgiven on that.
Basic Instinct.
Musical, Aladdin.
I've got it. Screenplay adaptation.
Oh, yeah, screenplay adaptation. What do we got there?
We got River Runs Through It, Scent of a Woman, Enchanted April, The Player, and Howard's End.
Well, since I didn't read any of the books, I'm not sure, but I like The Player. I think that may get that. But I'm in the dark on that one.
I like The River Runs Through It.
Would you?
I'm pretty sure that it's...
All right, and musical score, I'm going with River Runs Through It. Song, Aladdin. This is mine. Sound effects, Under Siege. Sound, Unforgiven.
Okay.
Here they are if you want to give yours.
Okay.
If you don't care, go
all
on
right.
with it.
That's all the time we've got for this episode, this installment of Film Forum. We'd like to ask you to join us next week when our show will be new, fresh, and inviting. We're going to have 2 feature releases, a Critics' Choice, which will be what we're going to be wrapping up for all our we're going to see if our predictions came true, and we'll have a special guest in the film industry. That's next week on Film Forum, 10 p.m. Check us out Wednesday night. See you next Wednesday.
Film Forum.